Assalamu alaikum, and peace be upon you. Today, I would like to invite you to reflect on a time when the land now known as Israel and Palestine was a beacon of peaceful coexistence. For nearly 500 years under the Ottoman Empire, this region, known exclusively as Palestine for over a millennium, was home to Muslims, Christians, and Jews, flourishing in a spirit of tolerance and stability. It was a time when communities of different faiths lived side by side, united by justice, mutual understanding, and respect, all safeguarded under the Islamic laws adopted by the Ottoman Empire. Muslims, who made up 85% of the population, Christians, who constituted 11%, and Jews, who made up 4%, shared this sacred land, creating a rich mosaic of faiths and cultures. The people of Palestine welcomed everyone, whether Sunni or Shia Muslims, and Christians from a wide range of denominations, including Roman Catholic, Latin, Maronite, Armenian, Syriac, Ethiopian, and Coptic communities. Various Jewish denominations and members of the Druze community also lived in Palestine, further enriching the land's diversity. Together, they contributed to a thriving society where faiths were intertwined and peaceful relations were the norm, making Palestine a true holy land in every sense of the phrase. Before we continue, we will now show you one of the earliest video clips from the region, filmed in 1896 during the Ottoman period, just before the region was destabilized by European colonial powers.
Cameraman employed by the Lumiere brothers filming at Jerusalem station provide the first moving pictures taken in Palestine. From now on, the camera is a recording eye, and what it records is this: a society much like that of Cairo, Damascus, or Beirut, in an Arab city much like any other. By the end of the 19th century, Palestine has 500,000 inhabitants, of whom 30,000 live in Jerusalem. A veiled woman, a Sunni Muslim, one of the majority. An Orthodox Jew. He too turns away from the camera. Here we have an Armenian pope. Each of the Christian denominations has its church here in the Holy City. The holy places of the three religions are scattered across a few hundred square meters. The Great Mosque is close to Christ's tomb. Further along, at the foot of the Wailing Wall, a Jew is reciting a prayer. He is wearing a Turkish tabush, and though he prays in Hebrew, his everyday language is Arabic. Jews form half the population of Jerusalem, but in the country as a whole they make up less than 5% of the total. Christians account for 10% and Muslims 85%. All of them are subjects of the Sultan of Constantinople. There are no frontiers in the Ottoman Empire. There are administrative divisions in which, in this immense territory, Palestine occupies a mere 27,000 square kilometers, made up of 3 small districts in the south of the province of Damascus. The same empire in the 17th century. In the meantime, it has lost the Balkans, France and Italy have seized North Africa. England has moved into Egypt, Aden, and even Kuwait.
This footage captures the harmony that prevailed in Palestine before colonisation and the rise of Zionism, a newly developed doctrine that aimed to create a solely Jewish nation-state. The Ottoman Empire, still a major superpower in the 19th century, was being carved up by European powers, Britain, France, Russia, Austria, and Italy, each seeking to annex parts of this vast empire that had bonded hundreds of cultures and faiths into one brotherhood, not only in Palestine, but throughout its extensive territory. In the years and decades that followed, this ambition led first to colonisation, and then, with the abolition of the Ottoman Empire in 1924, to the ethnic cleansing of the indigenous Palestinians. This process turned them into refugees in their own land following the creation of Israel in 1948. They were often ordered to evacuate and relocate at short notice, terms we have sadly become all too familiar with in the past year. Their towns and villages were forcefully confiscated, and they were replaced by settlers from distant lands, most of whom had never set foot in the region before, igniting conflicts that have ravaged the area ever since. Interestingly, at the time, Zionism was considered heretical by the vast majority of Jewish rabbis and scholars, in line with the ancient beliefs of their faith. As we reflect on this, let us remember that peace was once a reality in Palestine, where Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived as neighbours for generations, under the tolerance instilled by Islamic principles. The indigenous people, the Palestinians, need to be freed from the yoke of colonialism, imperialism, and apartheid. May we strive to rekindle that spirit of justice, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence so that this region may once again be known as the Holy Lands. Thank you for listening.